doing? What's the best thing that's happened in the last 24 hours? What's up? What's up? How's it hanging? Say what you want. The point is, it's like a small talk kind of mental check-in, okay? How you doing? What's new? Remind me right now, what's your goal with your Stella and Dot business? It's the second thing I'm always going to say. If you've had a coaching call with me, you know this is the formula. Coaching is not, hey, how you doing? I know. What should we do? I know, it does suck. I agree. I hate it too. Okay, well, try to do something about that. Okay, talk to you next week. Bye. That's not coaching. That's a weird, just friend chit-chat conversation. So has anybody here coached a friend or has people now that they would consider friends and they're coaching them? Can be tough. Here's my advice, right up the front. I say, Becky, this is our coaching call. So we're putting Becky and Danielle, BFFs, aside for a second. Will we focus on coaching for 20 minutes and then we'll talk about our kids and fun and friends and the new shoes? Cool. Let's keep it business. Because my goal is to help you reach your goal, not to chit-chat. We can do that anytime. So it's going to be, okay, so remind me, what's your goal right now? Oh, my goal is to book truck shows. My goal is to book my first 4. My goal is my truck show average is low, I need to increase it. My goal is I want to sponsor. My goal is I want to be a star. Whatever the answer, what's your goal? Tell me. I can't coach you to a goal if I don't know what it is. So the second thing I'm always going to ask is, what's your goal?
What if for a new stylist who might not necessarily be,
She might not know her goal. Yeah. I'm going to give her possible goals. Right? Would booking 4 sound good to you? Remember the chart yesterday? Now, let's look at the income level. What works best for you? Did you want to make $2,400 or $1,800? Well, let's book 6 then, or 4. So she may not know, and I'm going to feed her with a little bit of belief. If you look back at Carla's tips, one was share belief, right? Impart confidence, troubleshooting, honesty, belief, and vision. I'm going to say to that person, as a coach, I want to push you a little bit. Maite, I know your goal is to book 1. What if we book 2? I know your goal is to sponsor. Well, what if we filled out the Path to Star worksheet and went for Star by Hoopla, because that's what you're doing anyway, but why don't we shoot higher? I know your goal is to earn Jumpstart for All at the 10% level, because we're all in Jumpstart this month. What if we did 2 more truck shows? Would that push us to level 2? I believe that as the coach, most people respond to a little bit of belief. We are all afraid. We are all Chandler Loner who doesn't want to be known as the girl who didn't get into Stanford, which is when I really started to cry. Right? Because that is the most beautiful little girl you've ever met. She's this pure, pure little soul. And to think of like a 16-year-old saying that, it's like heartbreaking. But that's who we are. We don't want to go for 6 because we don't want to be known as the girl who didn't book 6. We'll settle for being the one who booked 4, right? It's our saboteur. I will tell you that the secret to leadership success for me and for many of our leaders has been that you're not afraid to say to someone, Becky, I totally love your goal of booking 1 trunk show. What if we did 2? And you just, most of the time, Becky's going to say, okay, well, I'm a little bit scared, but if you'll help me. I rarely have people say, I hate you and your goal of 2. It's almost never happened. Okay? So, same formula. How's your mojo? What's your goal? Let me raise it a little bit. Let me believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Let me believe in you before you believe in yourself. Because most people, they go to bed hungry for belief. Right? Because their saboteurs are rampant. Maybe they've never been great at anything. They've never done this before. They need you to believe in them. Because if you don't believe in them and tell them it is so, how will they ever do it? That's your job. To say to them, I think you can do this, and I think you can probably do it a little bit more than you think. I'll partner with you. Let's brainstorm. So how could we do it? How could we book 3 trunk shows instead of 2? All right, let's brainstorm. Tell me your ideas. How could we do it? Now, here's a tip. I always want to say, tell me your ideas first. I got ideas. But remember the football coach? You're going to action your ideas more if you come up with them than if I tell you. And I believe that all people actually have ideas. They might suck. Right? A new stylist might be, well, I was thinking I would like drive down the road and like throw catalogs at people on the sidewalk. Like, that's a bad idea, but it's still an idea. It's still collaborative. Like, I still would rather hear that than nothing. So, let's brainstorm. When I say to you, let's brainstorm, how does that make you feel?
Let's go at it together.
Team, collaborative, safe. When I'm sitting at the boardroom with all of our very crazy smart executive people, and there's that voice in the back of my head that's like, how did you get a seat at this table? And I still actually don't know the answer to that question, but let's just hope no one else ever figures it out. So when I'm sitting there at that table and Jessica says, let's brainstorm, I love those moments because no idea is dumb. Let's brainstorm is permission to share. Instead of, let me tell you all the things we could do. Because that just washes over me. I tune out. Who else would tune out if I said, Gina, here's all the things you're going to do? It just starts washing over you. It's like, I don't know what you're actually hearing as the person's like, you can send her an email, then you follow up, and then you do this, and then you go to an event, then you call your mother, and then you do this, and then you drop off a lookbook, and then you go to the desk, the people you work, and then you do this, you do a fundraiser, you do nursing school, and what I'm hearing is, my saboteurs are like going crazy. Like, there's no way you can do this. And the more you tell me, the more you're feeding them, and it's just like under control. Instead, Beth, tell me then, let's brainstorm, how could we do this? How could you sponsor? How could you book a trunk show? How could you increase your trunk show average? And guess what kind of answers she's going to give you? Answers that speak to her strengths. She's going to say, if she's calling Carlisle, well, I could pull some analytics about the most populous areas in my town. Yes, you could. Then what would you do? Well, I could go to, right? We can brainstorm together. And then I can say, I've got a couple of ideas that work really well for us too. There's this email template, you can send it out and then follow up. And here's what else I have found works. We brainstorm a big bunch of ideas, okay? Are you with me so far? So no matter what you want to promote, you want to book a trunk show, it's the same thing. Want a sponsor? We got a bunch of ideas now on the table. Literally picture you're at a boardroom table with your executive team and now there's just a bunch of playing cards on the table. These are all of our ideas. Some are good, some are terrible. Brainstorming is not about prioritizing the ideas, it's about just vomiting ideas. It's about volume of ideas. Now, let's pick one or two cards that we want to do. Let's pick a challenge. Which one? So out of all of these ideas, some which are going to feel really good to you because they're your strengths, some which are going to feel terrible to you because they're not, right, Annie? Let's pick one or two. Which one? Oh, you want to do this and this. Cool. So, how can I help hold you accountable? And this is the key part. It's not like, okay, great, go. Yeah, woo, woo. You can do it. I know you can. Have a good time. See you later. Bye. Woo. It's not that. There's a little bit of that. We want to cheerlead at the end to make them feel good. But before that, I've got to say this. Okay, so here's what I'm hearing. Your two goals, the challenges that you've chosen are, number one, you're going to go talk to 10, send out 10 emails and follow up. And number two, you're going to go and book a pop-up shop at your local salon. We agree? Okay? Or you want to sponsor? Okay, so you're going to follow up with all of your hostesses because over the last year you've held 37 trunk shows and haven't mentioned the opportunity to one. So even though it feels scary, you're going to call all 37 of your hostesses, and you're going to do a Kelly Wenzel, and you're going to call them to thank them, and you're so sorry time got away from you, and you've never followed up, but you would love to talk to them about the business, because when you did their trunk show, you weren't thinking about that, and now you are, because it's such a great time, and they could join in a time when they would experience something called Jumpstart. And with the brand new line, it would be so fantastic. So you'd love to share with them, would they be interested? And if they say no, no problem, let's get together with your friends and share the new collection. So you're going to do that if you want to sponsor? Or what else are you going to do? Oh, you've got 3 friends who you're just a chicken to talk to, and you're going to talk to them. Okay, those are your 2 cards. What are the 2 cards? Whatever the thing on the left is. Pick 2 cards. So now, what do you want me to do? How long is it going to take you, Wendy Air, to book and hold those 101 trunk shows, which I'm outing her right now is Wendy Air's goal for 2014. It's an awesome goal. Because, if you'll allow me to share, and I think you will, Wendy is a single mom of 3, and she wants to buy a house. And if she holds 101 trunk shows, next year director's retreat, there will be a slide of Wendy there, up there, and her 101 trunk shows, and what it did. And so when I'm coaching Wendy Air, we're going to break them down. Okay, good, we got to get 10 on the books for January. So what are we going to do? Which 2 cards are you picking from all of the ideas? Now, how long do you need to take action on these? A week? This is the accountability part. This is key. Okay, so Wendy, then, remember, I'm not here because I'm your boss. I'm here because I'm your coach, and I want that house for you as much as you do. Because when you, and I'm saying this for real right now, when you buy that house, I am coming, and we are cracking open a bottle of Veuve, and we are celebrating together. And I will, Ryan, look what's like, baby. And we will do that together, and it will be because I was a single mom, and there's power in being a single mom, and you are not going to be a statistic. That's what you're going to do. But I got to help her, so that's why I'm going to be hard with you, Wendy. That's what I'm going to say to you. So if you haven't played those 2 cards, if you haven't called 10 people and then followed up with those 37 hostesses by 1 week from now, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to pretend this conversation never happened and assume that your house is no longer a priority? Because if that's what you want me to do, I will. Or do you want me to call you or email you and be like, hey, Wendy, I haven't heard back from you. What's up? Because I don't want that moment where a week from now, I'm like, she told me she wants this, but she hasn't responded, and so now what do I do? Because my saboteur comes in and is like, oh, she's going to think you're pushing. Yes, I'm pushing. I'm your coach. My job is to push you to have your own house. That is my job. I do it from a place of love, but I want to know, a week from now I haven't heard from you, what do you want me to do? Give me permission to call you or tell me not to, but let's just be clear. And maybe you're not Wendy Air who's going to go and book 12 trunk shows, maybe you're a stylist who just needs to book 1. So when you haven't booked that trunk show 48 hours from now, you want me to be quiet or you want me to call? What do you want me to do? Tell me. I'm not a psychic, I'm just your coach. Does that make sense? Hashtag aha. Okay, it's a big one because that's the essence of coaching. So, whoops, I hit the wrong thing, sorry, Kelly. And when we're coaching people to the director levels, it's the exact same thing in that column A. Who can you help master that skill to coach people to star? So let me show you a very simple way, I'm going to come back to that, a very simple way to help, whoops, I keep hitting it the wrong way. Help coach people to, there we go, to star. So we all, have you read Malcolm Gladwell, Tipping Point? Jessica also referenced the 10,000 hours yesterday, right? It takes 10,000 hours of doing something to be considered an expert. My husband is a, maestro. He's literally a maestro. Isn't that funny? I sleep with a maestro. I was like, really? Play me, maestro, play me. So the maestro will tell you that to be an expert on any instrument, you have to invest 10,000 hours, right? And to teach someone else, you've got to get to that level. Well, thank goodness this isn't in music, where it takes 10,000 hours of keyboard exercises to actually be considered a master pianist. And notice you don't say pianist anymore. They're very sensitive about that. But what this is it's your way to get out there and coach other people by listening to the audio. So I'm going to take you through an exercise right now, which involves listening to a 7-minute recording. I know it's kind of boring, but I want to do because I want to show you, A, that this recording exists, and the point of this is to teach you to coach someone else. This is a train-the-trainer moment. Okay, I've now taught you how to coach. Now it's about teaching other people. So the recordings, we're about to play one of them. There are 6 recordings posted now in the coaching section. They are the audio companion to the How to Coach guide. There is one on how to coach for bookings, how to sponsor, how to and how to promote, and all of them. You like that, Jen Lobo? So basically, everything I just said, it's like I recorded it, okay? It's one way because it's about the formula.